budget fam, welcome to my channel, The Anonymous Budgeter. If this is your first time here, welcome and thank you for watching this video. And if you are a returning subby, thank you so much for coming by again. I really do appreciate the support. Here on my channel, I'm documenting my debt payoff journey towards paying over $160,000 in student loan. I'm currently working on a single income and I have no kids. I've recently moved back home to help me snowball and kind of accelerate my debt payoff journey. So if you're interested in seeing more of me sharing my personal finance, sharing my personal goals, and my road to financial independence and peace, please consider subscribing to the channel and also turning on your notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. And in today's video, we are going to be doing my May monthly budget setup. So if you guys are interested in that, let's go ahead and get the video started. All right, guys, so I just printed out a stack of my budget sheets for May. I switched up the cover sheet just a little bit, just wanted something a little different. So the only thing I've done so far is just kind of setting up the monthly budget, putting in the numbers for the month of May, and then we're just going to write down like the bills and the monthly overview for like the paydays that we are expecting or I'm expecting. So I'm gonna put the rest of these on the side, and I'm probably just gonna work with only this portion. So let's get that started. Okay, so for the month of May, I am getting paid 3 times this month. So I'm going to use these 3 colors. I kind of wanted something a little bit bold and not really pastel-y. I'm using the pink pastel because the last paycheck in April was pink. And so I'm gonna start off, you know, the first 2 days of the month with pink, any bills that I have coming due, and then the remainder of the paychecks I'm gonna use these colors. So as usual, I always have a little cheat sheet to help me to make sure that I am on track and I don't mess up anything. So I'm using my little monthly planner calendar from the Dollar Tree. It's just like 2024, you just get the months and then I just use that to kind of set up. So that's basically what I'm using, and I'm just going to transfer that over to this budget sheet because I kind of reach for this one more than I reach for this. I usually just do this like once a month and then I don't really look at it again. Actually, I use this every quarter. I kind of set it up every quarter and then I just go back every month when I need to use this to kind of use that as a guide, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so like I mentioned, we are getting paid 3 times for the month. And that is really, really nice. A lot of people call that like a magic month, but for me, it doesn't really feel like a magic month. I just see it as like a continuation of regular budgeting, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people, like, they look forward to it, and I do too, because I wish I could get paid like literally like 3 times every month or like every week, but that's not always the case. But I don't really see it as an extra paycheck just because of the way I budget, I guess, because I do have to ensure that when I get paid the last day for the next month, the following month, I don't get paid until like the middle of the month. So I have to always be very careful when it comes to that to make sure that I don't run out of money and that I don't just think, oh, this 3rd paycheck, I can just spend it. No, girl, there's bills still coming out. So this is paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, and paycheck number 3. So I've mentioned previously that I do live at home. I'm just setting up my little monthly calendar on the side. So I did mention previously that I do live at home. So typically when you have to pay rent, that does come out on the 1st, but because I do live at home, rent is sort of like, it's not a hard payment. So rent is gonna actually come out on that Friday when I get paid. Sorry, I hope you guys can see that and it's not super out of focus for you. So rent is actually going to come out on the 3rd for me, and I'm also going to, although my tithes aren't they aren't really like a bill, I'm going to put that on there as well. And then Oh no, is that? It doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is for the first of the month, I also have a bill that comes up, which is my Patreon. And that is getting paid with the previous paycheck. So the last paycheck in April will cover this amount, and the last paycheck was also pink, so I'm just gonna continue on with the vibes. And then that is all I have in regards to payments coming out that first week. I also have in the second week a bunch of my other bills that are coming due, so we're gonna do those right now. Okay guys, so I'm back with the final finished product for my May monthly budget setup, and I just want to give you guys a brief overview. Like I mentioned previously, I'm getting paid 3 times for the month of May, so I highlighted or color coordinated the paycheck days and associated that with the different payments that I have to make. So for the paycheck number 1, I have a lot of like bills coming out, which is like my rent and my other auto payments. Like I have to pay my progressive, which is my annual payment is coming up, so I think that's going to be about like $1,100. And I also have to put the money that I usually save for my progressive sinking fund as well. So yeah, because when November comes for the second payment, I don't want to have to pay a lump sum for my paycheck, which that's why I'm putting money every month aside for that. I also have my various subscriptions. I also have my Mint Mobile annual subscription that is coming due, so I wanted to make note of that. For paycheck number 2, it's not very heavy. So for paycheck number 2, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on having all my bills come out for the first 2 paychecks of the month. So essentially I'm going to treat it like a 2 paycheck month, because I really want to use these 2 paychecks to pay off the bills for the month of May as well as the upcoming month in June. So what I think I'm going to do is use paycheck number 3 just to focus on paying off my student loan as an extra debt payment. And what I'm actually going to do is to put a little note for myself that when I get paid, whatever extra that I have remaining from paycheck number 2 on the, let me see, because I get paid here, so I'm probably going to have to do that, yeah, because I'll be off on Wednesday and Thursday. So for this day, I'm going to use that money for my June budget. So that will be a reminder for me to ensure that I don't overspend. I really do need to stick to my budget, because these 2 paychecks have to take care of everything for the month of May, as well as the second paycheck will snowball into what I need to comfortably pay off in terms of bills for the month of June. And then for paycheck number 3, I'll just use that to mainly pay off my student loan, so I can put some extra towards that. But I'll also make sure that I have enough for like my variable expenses, like groceries and gas and things like that that are like literally essential for me. Other things will just have to wait on the back burner because it's not priority. And so I put some little notes for myself. Don't forget, guys, May 12th is Mother's Day, so I think I'm gonna make a little note of that. So Mother's Day is May 12th. So that's why I put that little note there, to not forget the Mother's Day card, because I probably will. And my mom is traveling also, so I just want to make sure that I'm going to be meal prepping, because my mom is like the one who really cooks at home because she loves to cook. But when she's away, I think I'm just gonna meal prep so I won't have to be tempted to go out to eat because I'll have food at home. And then I just put some little notes of my top priorities. I want to pay a minimum of $3,500 in the month of May towards my student loans. And then I want to make another YouTube schedule for the months of July, June, and August, so I kind of have that ahead of time. And then I want to buy my mom a budget planner because she has this little exercise book that she uses to like do her little budgets and stuff, but she doesn't, it's all over the place and she can never find things. So I think I'm gonna get her go to Michael's and buy a little monthly budget book planner for her so she can have that. And then I also want to look, to continue, daily prayer, daily Bible studies, and then get like a really good Bible study resources as well as a good Bible study Bible, one that I can actually write on. So I'm going to be looking into that because I know my birthday's coming up, so that would be a really cool little birthday gift for myself this year. And yeah, so that's the little top priorities here. And that's basically it for my monthly budget. We can switch over to the budget overview. Oops. I'm gonna put this one aside. Okay, so while we're here, I figured I will go over my budget overview for the month of May, and we're just going to set that up so I'll have all the information that I need once the month starts and I'm already kind of prepared and ahead of the game. As always, I have my little cheat sheet ready so that I don't miss anything and I'm not all over the place. So we are budgeting for May 2024. I don't know what the starting balance is because I always close my budget for that particular month at the last day of the month. So in a couple of days, I'll have that information there, but I always budget it as if it's going to be $0. In terms of income, I'm getting 3 paychecks, which is always amazing. But for paycheck number 1, I always budget like $3,000 minimum. And that's what I'm going to do for all 3 paychecks. Now, I also am taking money out from my savings because I do have my progressive bill that is coming out, and I also have my annual bill for my Mint Mobile. So I have a second phone that I pretty much just use kind of like for like social media stuff and editing. It was my old phone and I just figured I would kind of just use that just for that so that my personal phone doesn't get clogged up, because Apple, you only have so much storage space. So that's what I'm doing, and it's pretty affordable. It's $180. So I'm just gonna take that from kind of like my savings buffer, and then also my progressive is going to come out from my savings buffer as well. And that savings buffer is mainly coming out from every time I get a deposit, a certain amount of money basically goes into my savings, and I tend to have like a couple $1,000s in there, like nothing substantial. It can be anywhere from like 1 to like 3,000, but I haven't touched it, so it's a good amount in there. So I'm gonna take that from my savings, and which is why I wasn't saving the 190 prior to the beginning of 2024, because I knew I had that cushion there. So if you didn't know about me, guys, I'm a money hoarder. Like, I know I probably shouldn't have all that money in my Chase bank account, especially because the rate is so low, but I just like having it as a buffer. And then usually in the middle of the year is when I'll transfer to my high yield savings account, because what I always intend to do with that money is at the end of the year, I just dump it into my student loans anyways. But I just have to figure out like a good strategy for it, because it's literally not getting anything in there. And so yeah, I need to literally take it off. And so savings, I'm not saving anything. The only thing in savings is like literally an auto savings that comes out, and I'm going to budget for this time. I'm going to budget $450. So we'll see what actually comes out of that. And then the total, oh, so I forgot to do the total for my income. My total will be $10,300, and the total for my auto savings is $450. And so when I do the subtraction, I should have a balance left of $9,850. Now moving on to my bills. Bills are, pretty standard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all the categories for my bills and my variables, and then we'll talk about the numbers and go through those. Okay everyone, so I'm back with a breakdown of what I want to focus on in regards to my budget overview, and I also put down the dates for the bills that are coming due. So for rent, I always have to pay $750. And if you're wondering why rent is so low for me, I do live at home, so I moved back home to stay with my family, and so that's why my rent is super affordable, because again, I'm on a debt payoff journey. Patreon is always coming at $8. My Shonen Jump, which is my subscription so I can read anime, because I love reading anime. I'm super into Boruto and Jujutsu Kaisen right now, so comment down below if you do read anime. And then my Metro PCS is $110. I have my Apple storage at $10, my Progressive. So this month I'm currently going to be, I'm basically paying for I guess I'm going to combine, well, I don't even know. Yeah, so this month I'm going to just pay, I'm just going to put the amount for what I'm going to owe for my Progressive, what's coming due. And yeah, that's what that one will be. And then my Care Pass is coming at $5. My Apple Music is about $14. And my Assurity is going to be $24. I also have my minimum Nelnet payment as $450. Mint Mobile is on there, and that's going to be, I believe it's $180 for the year. And then I have family coming in at $100, and then my HP Inc. at $9. Okay guys, so just coming back, because for my Progressive, I said that I was going to budget for $1,100, but I'm actually going to budget $1,290, just because I want to include that $190 that I usually put into my Progressive envelope in there. I don't want to skip a month because I do pay my Progressive policy twice for the year. So this year is looking about like $1,100, which is, at least for me, pretty standard where I live. So yeah, and then the total should be $2,958, and then when I subtract that from $9,850, my balance is $6,892 is what I'm left with. So $6,892. Now for my tithes, because I do give 10% of my income, that is going to be $900. Groceries is always $375. I'm starting to do weekly grocery runs where I want to spend between $70 to $75 towards groceries, and so that's why I have given myself $375. For gas, we are doing $300. My Sun Pass, every month I give myself $100 for that. Personal is getting $100. I do need to stock up on like shampoos, body wash, like body lotion, body butters, and things like that. Nothing too crazy. So I usually will either shop at my local Walmart or go to CVS for those, because I can get some coupons and discounts. And then for eating out, I'm going to allocate $30, which is typically what I give myself for the month anyways. For work food, I'm just gonna allocate $50 since I didn't allocate anything for last month, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see if we do any treats for the month. And then for shopping, because it's going to be Mother's Day, I want to spend $150 on gifts, because my mom wants, for I guess her Mother's Day, she wants like skincare stuff. So I'm gonna look into that for her, and I also want to get her a budget book, so hopefully I can make that within the budget. So for my 52-week savings challenge, I'm going to allocate $159 because we do have 3 paychecks in the month of May. I always put $53 aside, so that's why I'm allocating a little bit more, so it's going to be $159 this month. For water, which is a cash envelope, we are budgeting $40. My FPL is going to get $50, and this envelope is for electricity, but I don't pay the electricity bill per se, but because the summer months are coming up, I want to put a little bit aside just in case the electricity bill gets high, so that way I can pitch in and, you know, contribute some money from my envelope towards that. BJ's is getting $40, so every like 2 to 3 months my mom and I will go and do a BJ's run just to stock up on things like bulk items that we use around the house. And so I always like having money in like a household envelope, so we don't have to stress about like buying things, and we typically tend to just go half, so it's, you know, pretty good. And then I also budgeted money for the following or the upcoming month, which is June. Again, I know that I have 3 paychecks coming out for the month of May, but I want that 3rd paycheck to mainly stay in my account for me to put extra towards my student loans, and that's why I'm trying to use the first 2 paychecks to basically cover all of this, and that way I can kind of like be free knowing that I have money set aside for June, and I can just use paycheck number 3 to cover like student loan payments. So that's why I'm trying to plan ahead for June. It's not necessarily going to be like you're not necessarily going to see it as like a charge, but what I'm thinking about doing is transferring it to my Ally bank account possibly, or maybe even to my Chase savings. Probably my Chase savings, because it's going to be going towards my bills, and then it'll kind of show up as like a transaction, and then I can just kind of transfer it back as needed when I have to cover my bills, and that might be the best way for me to do it. So I'll see how it goes. I'll probably do it like that, and then hopefully when I do a budget closeout for May, I'll tell you guys how it goes. And so in regards to my variable expenses, everything here should add up to $3,404. After doing my calculations, everything totaled up to $3,404, and that leaves me with a balance of $3,488. Okay, and since we are doing a zero-based budget, everything has to, well, all the money that I earn is assigned a specific job or a specific category. This $3,488, I'm going to toss everything towards debt. I might have like a little cushion in there. If I don't put like the complete $3,488, I'm probably just gonna do maybe like $3,400, and then just have the $88 as a buffer or cushion in my account. So I'm going to budget $3,400, so that way I can have like an extra $88 in my account, because remember, the first 2 weeks in June I do not get paid, so I don't think my June expense covers, like, I don't think I did for like groceries or anything like that, but I know I've been pretty good this month with my groceries, so I will have a buffer, knock on wood, and I'm intending on rolling over whatever extra groceries that I don't use for the month of April into the month of May. And then I'm hoping also that May is really good to me and that I don't overspend in groceries, so that whatever extra I have, I can snowball that into June, and then I can use that as a buffer to just take care of my grocery expenses for the month of June, so I don't have to worry about like you know, needing extra for that. But I will still have that $88 as a buffer for anything else. So after doing everything, my total will be $3,400. So I should have a balance of $88. So after doing all the calculations, let me just go ahead and do the summary. So my total income is $10,300. So that it also includes $1,300 from savings. My total expenses, so that's $2,958 for my bills plus $3,404. So total expenses are $6,362. Savings, I only have $450. Then that's from my auto savings. And then for debt, I have a total of $3,400 coming out. Doing the calculations for my summary, which is $10,300, and I'm gonna subtract all the expenses. And I do have $88 remaining, which is really good. So that means the numbers line up. So this is just a rough draft for my budget overview. Typically at the end of the month, I'll go back and kind of review everything. It's never perfect because sometimes I have unexpected expenses that come up or like miscellaneous expenses. And so, you know, we just never know what to expect. And like I said, it's gonna be a 3 paycheck month. I'm hoping and praying it's going to be good to me. I already have kind of thought ahead and prepared for June, so I feel really comfortable with that. Just because even though it's a 3 paycheck month, you still have to ensure that you are covering bills for the following month. So definitely a heads up on that, and don't forget that. So yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you have already started working on the next month's budget, or if you just kind of wing it, or you wait for the month to actually start before you start doing it. I'm kind of late with it. I really wanted to get this done like about a week and a half ago, but here we are. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. It's Sunday right now. Happy Sunday Eve. I'm gonna catch some rest. Well, actually, I'm gonna try to edit this video so I can have it already uploaded and scheduled for you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.